Overnight, Lincoln Fire and Rescue was called about 4 a.m., right after 4 a.m. for a fire on the corner of 11th and Van Dorn Streets. The home was, flames were coming from two sides of the home. Our crews arrived about 4:11 and determined a working incident. They started initial attack and had significant fire in the home where structurally the fire was in the basement and had compromised the first floor already, so they were having difficulties that way. They were searching through windows with vent-entered searches, and they did locate one occupant deceased. There is reports that there may be a second occupant that we are continuing to search for, so they are still on scene doing that with help of LPD investigators and our LFR teams. The home is a total loss. They investigators said about $250,000 worth of damage for the home. So our focus right now is to make sure and locate if there are any other occupants of the home.
Where was the deceased person found exactly in the home? Was it the main level or?
They were in the basement level. I think I can tell you that.
No idea what sparked the fire yet.
There is a wood burning stove that was in the basement. Also, there was a gas line that there was some gas line issues. We don't know. The investigators investigating which, if any, thing was determined. But right now, the first floor is structurally collapsed into the basement, so it's making it difficult to, investigate and look through that. So they will be sifting through the debris, and hopefully we'll have some more answers, and I can update later.
So was it right away? Was it the crews that determined while they were responding, getting to the scene when they went in, did they first see the floor collapse, or did it happen further along as they were fighting the fire?
I'm not sure. There was front door. They noticed that it was not safe to go in very far in the front door because of the floor being pretty spongy, and also from the side door. So then they kept going around. They did gain access from the garage level, which goes into the basement. So that's how they ended up fighting the fire, from the basement. And then, like I said, the first floor had collapsed. There's a stairwell that had collapsed. There is an attic space, but that stairwell is not being able to be accessible at this time. So everything is, they're going in slowly now to, go through everything.
Do you know how long the firefighters were in the house before they were pulled back out?
Well, they actually went defensive after I had that time pulled up, but so they were in there for about 5 to 10 minutes trying to go through. Like I said, they ended up going through all the windows and around and into the basement, or through the garage. So we did have a mechanical issues with our first responding engine, that they had to shut down the engine pump, so they switched over to a second engine. Then we had to call the second alarm to replace the engine that had mechanical issues. And that was during the fire, or about, I think about 10 minutes into the fire, 10 to 12, 4:19. They had primary clear about 4:34, and I think they deemed it under control about 4:59.
Do you know where in that time span they found the deceased person?
I don't have those times. They had found it, but it didn't come over the radio for the radio report. So somewhere between the, probably about 20-minute mark, or 4:20,
Okay.
I would say, around there.
Any firefighter injuries?
No firefighter injuries at this time. We do have our USAR, we're using the canines. LPD was using some cameras to go through the house, drone and cameras through the exterior openings. So there's a lot of activity over there. Van Dorn does remain closed from 10th Street, the one block, 10th to 11th is going to remain closed both directions throughout, for the most part of the morning and probably until they get, the searches completed.
Was it hoarding? Was there a hoarding situation?
It was very full. The home was very full. There was limited access. There was more not normal access ways for the firefighters to fight those fires. So a lot of debris had fallen, because of the collapse.
Plenty of fuel for the fire.
Yes, it was pretty significantly involved prior to our, arrival there, but that's all I know.
Are you able to say whether the person was male or female?
I am not. That will be released by LPD once next of kin is notified. So it might be a little bit, but I cannot. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I got.